It's Dr. Arlene Diamco. Welcome to episode 105 of the MultiDimensional MD. My mission is to help wake up medicine and bring intuition back to health in practical and tangible ways so that you can access deeper healing. Today, I'm going to talk about how to worry less because in the last few days, I've had multiple people come to me with heightened stress and worry that started to manifest as noticeable physical symptoms: high blood pressure, severe headaches, irritable bowel symptoms. And the thing is, people have so much going on in their lives, and we have global issues piled on top of personal ones. And also those people with more empathic or highly sensitive constitutions, they seem to feel the weight of the world on them more than others. And that can be true whether or not they're experiencing anything directly. And so even if you don't feel like you have anything in your life that's extremely stressful, but you're still worried, you might have one of these like more highly sensitive constitutions, and you're just like feeling what's going on in the world. So I'm going to go through 5 ways to help you worry less. And you can use that for small worries or big worries. And the thing is, most people do worry. Studies have shown that most people worry, at least have a handful of worries a day. And that's okay, because sometimes worry tells you what to tend to. The important thing is to not let worry take over your life. And knowing how to worry less can help your multidimensional health, body, mind, and spirit. So first, I'd like to go over what worry and stress feel like in the body, mind, and spirit. So maybe you can pick up on these signs before it leads to those more severe headaches or really high blood pressure. So there'll be that simmering kind of feeling in the body. You could have tension in the body. Your heart rate could be up a little bit. You could be sweating a little bit more than usual. You could feel a little lightheaded or brain foggy or slightly unbalanced more than usual. You could have some trembling or shaking in the body, just that nervous tension or these butterflies in the belly. You could have numbness and tingling in your fingers and your toes. And you could have other kinds of digestive issues, from the butterflies that you feel to maybe loose stools or constipation. You might be breathing a little bit faster, and maybe you have trouble sleeping. And then if you go to the mind, what does worry feel like in the mind? Well, it's those looping thoughts and fear of uncertainty, fear of what's going to come in the future. And in the spirit, worry feels like just being ungrounded. Your spirit is not grounded into your body. So then you might have more difficulty accessing your intuition, which is sort of this catch, right? Because if you're worried, you'd like more clarity, but you have difficulty accessing that clarity. You could have these feelings of disassociation or numbing, just feeling out of the body. So what can you do to worry less? Well, the first thing is to acknowledge. And you can do this as a brain dump in terms of like writing it out. And there's so many studies showing that this is helpful because it's hard to stop worrying immediately. You can't just say, okay, I'm just not going to worry. If those thoughts are so strong and intense and they're looping so much, it's really hard to just stop. And if you do push yourself to do that, then you might be containing it in somewhere else in your body, where it'll sort of like simmer and bubble up later. And so you can't really bypass what you feel at any given moment. And the thing is, everyone wants to be seen and heard. So if you can do that for yourself first, that will already be like a balm or just very soothing to your body, mind, spirit being. So give yourself time to let your worries out freely. You could set the timer. If you have 20 minutes, that could be a nice amount of time. And then you do what we call a brain dump. So just stream of consciousness, writing in a journal on a piece of paper. You could throw it out, you could burn it, you could shred it later, just to get out all your thoughts. You don't have to think about if they're good thoughts or bad thoughts. Just get out whatever is at the top of your mind and put it out on paper. So at least you are acknowledging yourself and how you're feeling. The next thing is to consider, is there a purpose to the worry? Is there something you can do about it, like studying for an exam? Like my kids had told me before when I was nervous about first doing recordings and videos, they said, if you're nervous about it, that's just because it's important to you. So sometimes worry will bring your attention to an area that needs some tending to. So that means that you can actually do something about it. Or is the worry out of your control, like worrying about what other people think about you, or worrying if you're good enough? So instead of focusing on what you can't do, focus on what you can do. And even with global issues, yes, it's important to address them, but we can't forget about acting locally as well. So it's like, what can you do locally? What can you do in your immediate surroundings? What can you do starting with yourself? So what you can do is to be kind to yourself, to be kind to other people, to be kind to your immediate surroundings and the environment around you. You can't be everywhere at once. So trying to be and do everything for everyone will only create more worry. And then you get into this kind of cycle of sometimes, especially people who are caretakers and givers, they can easily get stuck in this cycle of trying to control by over helping. And so it just kind of spins it out. So then that takes me to the next point, number 3, to give your worry away. And how do you do that? You give your worry away by trusting in something greater. And there's always a grander perspective. We never really know fully what that is, but we can shift some and trust in something greater and soften your gaze, expand your peripheral vision. And that helps to have less tunnel vision, because if you're staring, then you can have like tunnel vision. If you soften your gaze, expand your peripheral vision, then that helps you have a greater perspective so that you can trust in something greater. And the thing I often say to people is, well, what we were talking about before, is there's something you can do about it? If yes, then why worry? Go ahead and take those steps to address it. But ask the universe to help you with that balance. Things don't always unfold how you'd like them to be or expect them to. And being okay can take on many forms. So, ask how you can grow through the experience, because on the other hand, sometimes there's not something we can do about certain things, about loved ones that have passed, or just some serious things that are happening, and we feel that we are out of control, that we can't do anything about it. So again, see what you can do in the moment, and that is acting locally, starting with yourself, being kind with yourself. And then if you feel like you can't do anything about it, then that's the give your worry away, trust in something greater. You can just open your palms up instead of like trying to hold on so much to the worry. Just open them up and then give that worry away to something greater. And then if you know that you are somehow fully supported by the universe, by the oneness, by something greater, then if you really let yourself sink into that, why worry? So it is so hard because we are human beings and we have this ego mind. We're going to worry. We can't get rid of it completely. And so that's why it's acknowledging it first, seeing if there's a purpose to the worry, but seeing if you can do something about it or not. And if you can't, give your worry away, trust in something greater. If you can't, you can still give your worry away and ask for help from that oneness, from the universe. Number 4, have wonder and curiosity about the unknown, because again, we never know what will happen for sure. And that is what most people's worry is. We almost wish we could have it all written out, that everything would look perfect, that we would only have joy and happiness in our lives. And life is just not like that. There are stressful things that happen. We have good days, we have bad days. We have all kinds of weather in our lives, and it's not about avoiding the storms. It's learning how to live through them. It's learning how to grow through them. So we don't necessarily know why certain things happen, and we have to be open to the unknown, because without that openness, we don't leave room for miracles. So when you have a wonder and curiosity about the unknown, then you can leave room for miracles, and you can be open to life unfolding in unexpected ways. And sometimes life can unfold even better than you can imagine. So keep that wonder and curiosity. Add that if you feel like you have veered away from it. See how the kids look at the world with those wide eyes, and every day is fresh and new, and they're learning about new things each day. And it's have that wonder and curiosity about the unknown, what could happen in a way that is even more than you can imagine, even better than you can imagine. So this is how miracles occur. So it's actually a really important aspect to just fully living your life. And the last thing I want to go through is some EFT tapping to help break worry loops, which are like electrical short circuits in your brain, and also to help you let go of the fear of uncertainty. So EFT tapping stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it works on acupressure points. So we tap on them to help smooth them out. And if you imagine a worry loop like a short circuit, if you sort of reintegrate all those connections in your body, then it smooths out, and somehow it's like it breaks the intensity of it, but you don't feel like it's looping anymore. You're not you open your mind up to think in different ways. So that helps you to have more clarity, to access your intuition, to know what steps to take. And maybe when you didn't see that there were steps you could take, then that can start to light up for you. So I'll go through a brief demonstration, and you can follow along with me, and you can always come back to this later. And what I'd like for you to make it specific for you, I'm going to go through a general EFT tapping for worry, but if you can add the just phrases for yourself, then that helps you even more. So we'll start by tapping on the karate chop point on either side, and that is your setup phrase to just state whatever you're worried about. And then also acknowledge that you still totally love and completely accept yourself. So follow with me. You can say it out loud, or you can just think it in your mind. But if you're in a position to say it out loud, that would be great. So even though I'm worried about, you can fill in the blank. I'm just going to say all these global issues, so much happening in the world, so much happening in my personal life. I totally love and completely accept myself. Even though I'm worried about everything happening in the world, I totally love and completely accept myself. Even though I can't stop thinking about all the problems in the world, I totally love and completely accept myself. And then you'll just likely take a couple fingers inside the eyebrows, and you can repeat after me. I ask the universe to please help me. I'm so worried about everything, about all these global issues, about all these things happening in my life. I can't stop thinking about it. Outside the eyes, I ask the universe to please help me to find balance. Under the eyes, help me to focus on what I can do. Under your nose, to have the clarity to help when called to. Under your mouth, and to let go of the need to control everything. Collarbones, you can do one or tap on both sides. Help me to act more locally and be kind to myself. Under your arm, like at the bra strap line for women, the nipple line for men. So can you see me? So you can do that on either side. Help me to let go of this need to control everything. Top of the head. Help me to take steps that I need towards balance in my life. Inside the eyebrows, help me to trust in something greater. Outside the eyes, help me to see from a grander perspective. Under the eyes, help me to grow through any experience. Under the nose, I allow myself to trust. Under the mouth, I allow myself to see from a grander perspective. Collarbones, I allow myself to grow. I allow my spirit to grow. Under the arms, I allow myself to give my worry away to something greater. Top of the head, I choose to trust in something greater. And one more round inside the eyebrows. I allow myself to step into the wonder of the unknown. Outside the eyes, it's okay to be afraid. But I don't have to be afraid of being afraid. Under the eyes, I allow myself to accept the unexpected. Under the nose, including miracles. I'm open to miracles in my life. Under the mouth, I'm open to life unfolding even better than I can imagine. Collarbones, I allow myself to see the miracles in each moment. Under the arm, and I allow myself to step into this miracle of life. Top of the head, and I allow myself to take steps into the wonder of the unknown, because that's where miracles are. Nice big breath. Nice sigh breath. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that helped you in some way. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment below. You can find me on Instagram at All Worlds Health, on Facebook at All Worlds Health and Pediatrics. And you can also sign up for my e-love letters from my website, allworldshealth.com. And I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about today's live stream or other ones, or if there's anything that you would really love for me to talk about, then I'll see if I can do that in a future episode. So until then, have a beautiful rest of your week. Lots of love to all of you. And I'll see you next week, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time.